Hi, everybody. Hi, Ayurveda Everyday with Talia. This is Talia, and I have a super special guest for you today, my dear friend and colleague and practitioner and amazing person, Rachel Fresco. Rachel is the founder of Bio-Botanical Research, the creator of Biocidin, herbal antibiotic. Rachel's going to talk to us a lot today, but I'm doing this interview as a follow-up to last week's Facebook Live, where I talked about the connection between gut health and oral health, and I introduced a lot of Rachel's products, and then I see Rachel almost every week. So when I last saw her, I said, I would love for you to come on to Ayurveda Everyday with Talia. You're the formulator, you're the expert, and speak more to us about this amazing product line that I really want all of my clients to know about. So Rachel, welcome and thank you.
Thanks, Talia. I love that Talia and I live in the same town and I get to benefit from her Ayurvedic care, and I stay healthy through all my travels since I have Talia on my team. Keep my doshas in balance. Originally, most of our products were sold just by doctors, but more and more nutritionists and health coaches and other people are starting to offer this to clients. And so the Biocidin formula started out as kind of a natural solution for practitioners that were looking to address imbalances in the GI tract. So many times people will get an overgrowth of yeast or bacteria, and that'll show up on like a lab test. And then they want to know, what could I do about it? Some people don't want to take antibiotics, drugs, and they'd rather do something natural. So, of course we can't make any medical claims about herbal supplements. But as you know, if you look up any of the ingredients in a formula like Biocidin, they have thousands of years history of use as a natural way to help keep our immune system stronger. And so that's why I brought the formula to the market, because I really saw that there wasn't an effective solution for people who were dealing with things like candida or small intestine bowel overgrowth or other types of problems that relate to yeast and bacteria and funguses and viruses and things like that.
And mold.
Mold is a big one. So actually we're coming out now with a nasal spray version of the Biocidin that should be here in about a month, and that'll be really nice for the sinuses. And about a year ago, we put the Biocidin in the toothpaste, the dental Sidin toothpaste that Talia was talking about, she said last week. And this has been really amazing. Like, I never would have expected that this formula would have done. I know Biocidin is good, of course, but something about putting it in this toothpaste, it absolutely just removes the plaque, it increases the gum health. In the studies that we've done, it has brought the number of bacteria down that they could identify through a DNA analysis from like 35 to 3 organisms. And so that's important, because you don't want those bacteria or the toxins that those bacteria produce getting into your general circulation, because just like leaky gut, leaky mouth causes systemic inflammation.
Right.
And now they're finding, like the American Heart Association is saying, that oral bacteria are being found in endocarditis or other cardiac problems. And they're even finding in the brains of Alzheimer's patients that they have these bacteria. So when you floss and when you go to the hygienist and get a teeth cleaning and you bleed, that's the time that those things could be getting, into your circulation particularly. So you want to be really careful. So what I like to do is I like to brush with the toothpaste, and then I like to rinse with the oral care solution. This is a little stronger. It's a liposomal form of the Biocidin, and we added extra things for the mouth like myrrh and clove, and also quercetin and CoQ10, which are really important for inflammation and helping the gum tissue. So after you brush and floss, then swish with this. And then if you're going to the dentist to get a cleaning, take it with you. And the minute you get, out of the chair, put that in your mouth and start swishing it around. I think that will go a long way in protecting you. Because like Talia was saying, you've got that connection between the oral bacteria and the gut too. So you're swallowing. So, these things are getting into your gut and then vice versa. So you can't have a healthy gut without having a healthy mouth, and it goes both ways.
Right. And and before that, Dentalcidin, the toothpaste is pretty new, but the rinse is even newer. And before I had the rinse, I was just swishing with Biocidin after I brushed my teeth, which made a huge difference even then. So, people can also start. Like, I want to talk about a few things with the Biocidin. We're totally off. We had all these questions planned, and now we're like, maybe we're not going to do them, but we'll see. But I want to talk about how, this is a group where we're really focused on Ayurveda. Number one, I have Rachel in my life on a daily basis because these are the products I use every day. The Biocidin, the toothpaste, the probiotic. The way you first introduced me to them was you knew I was going to India. And you were like, before you go, I want you to pack these things. And they really helped prevent me from getting sick. And anytime I ate street food that I was like, ooh, I'm not sure I should have eaten that, I took the Biocidin and I didn't get sick for 2 trips in a row, and I was there for a long time. But also, that we can put Biocidin in our neti pot to help prevent or work with a sinus infection. I just turned one of my friends onto that yesterday. Like, I'd love to hear you say a little bit more of how, I know I'm skipping ahead, but of how as students of Ayurveda, we can incorporate even one of your products, 1 or 2, and maybe which 1, 2, or 3 you would recommend people have in their first aid kit or their cupboard as like the go-to.
Okay, so like you were just showing the liquid Biocidin, it's kind of all-purpose because you can put this one in your neti pot. You can make a little nasal wash with saline spray. I put about 12 drops to an ounce of saline if you just want to use a little nasal sprayer. You can use this even topically. People have used it, on fungus and things like that really successfully. So this is a really good medicine cabinet item. If you want to do a cleanse and you want to do a week or a month cleanse, it wouldn't be a bad idea to do this once or twice a year, just as a major GI cleanse, along with a nice cleansing diet like Talia recommends. And then to go along with that, I think that the Flora probiotic is really important because this one particularly is useful because it has those spore-forming probiotic strains, and these are pharmaceutical strains, and they modulate the immune system of the gut. They help your good flora to grow. They don't need refrigeration. They can't be killed by Biocidin or any other things like antibiotics. So they're very hardy. They get down into your gut and then they take off. And the reason we need these is because in the past, we used to have so much more contact with the earth, right? We were farming and we're eating food out of our gardens. And as people have become modernized, they just don't get access to dirt, really. Right. And so these vital organisms that should be part of our life are missing. So this kind of helps to replace that. The other thing was that I found this really cool pharmaceutical-grade quercetin that was 170 times more powerful than just ordinarily used quercetin in supplements. And the reason we need that is that everyone seems to be inflamed. I don't know about you, but between, pollution, between the idea of leaky gut causing inflammation, there's just a lot of reasons people have inflammation in their body of one kind or another. Allergy season and so forth. So this really helps me. Like I've noticed since I've been using this every day this past year, I have not had any more allergies. And I used to have pretty bad seasonal allergies, like
that's really interesting.
And itching ears and like my eyes, and I would get really reactive this time of year to the grasses blooming. Nothing. And so the only thing different is that I've been using this every day, and I attribute it to that additional support of my gut and the quercetin. So that's been really helpful. And then a little bit of marshmallow. Yeah.
With that probiotic. It's the best one I've ever used. And I'm so sensitive because I tend towards constipation. So I really can tell if a probiotic is helping me or not. And that one is beyond. I mean, it's so great. And I think people see like it is a little bit more expensive in I mean, I can see that perspective. But you and I talked about this once, like if you're getting a low quality probiotic from the health food store that still is going to cost you, what, $25, $30, you're basically pooping, you know, literally putting that money into the toilet if it's not really supporting you and protecting you and doing the job that a good probiotic like the ProFlora should.
Right.
So
I think with supplements, you do get kind of.
Oh, say that again. You cut out.
You often do get what you pay for.
Right, you get what you pay for. Yeah.
Using these pharmaceutical grade ingredients means that our production costs are much higher than like something you would find in a retail store.
Right.
But doctors need that quality to really help their patients, and so that's why these are professional grade supplements. So I think that's a good one to have in your medicine cabinet. The other thing that would be good is the throat spray Biocidin.
Yeah, I love that.
That one, you know, it's great if you start to feel a little something coming on, a little sore throat, or if you're traveling and you want to stay protected. We did a study on this with the University of Louisiana, and it raised the immune response by 66% with one dose.
Amazing.
So if you're around people who are sick, if you're getting on a plane, if it's just winter and you just want to stay well, this is a really nice one. And if you can catch it like right when that first niggle or postnasal drip starts and you spray it right away, a lot of times you just knock it out and you're done.
You nip it in the bud. I've done that so many times. That's the one that I keep in my purse, so it's always, always with me. Because I can just do it any moment. And I can also, you know, help a friend. Be like, I don't feel well.
Yeah. That's funny. I'm thinking, people have told me that they've also, in desperation, sprayed this under their arms.
That's funny, but hey, it would work.
Kills bacteria, I guess, right? Maybe I should make a deodorant out of it. That'll be our next product.
Right.
And then the other one that I think is super important as a medicine cabinet one, the last one I would talk about is the GI detox. This is a clay and charcoal product that has some additional binding agents. So if you get food poisoning or if you ate too much or even if you just drank a little too much at a party or something and you just want to absorb what's in your gut and get rid of it, like you know, too much greasy food at a Chinese restaurant, anything, just pop a couple of these. It'll really make a big difference. And then if you are a person who's taking Biocidin for your gut and now you feel like dizzy or tired or have some kind of die-off or cleansing reaction, that means you need a binder because you're breaking down toxins and you need to get them out of your system. You don't want to reabsorb those toxins. So something like this is just a really great basic detoxifier. We're looking at a study right now to see how well it's even taking out things like glyphosate, which is so prevalent in our food supply. Did you see that thing the other day? Not that you and I would ever give a child Honey Nut Cheerios, but there was more glyphosate in Honey Nut Cheerios than there was vitamin B. Yeah. So anyway, it's any kind of unorganic wheat or corn, as we know, is heavily sprayed. So I recommend people avoid those things. They're allergenic. They're heavily sprayed. If you do eat them, you know, make sure you're not allergic to them and only eat organic. Is my thought on that.
Yeah. And another thing about the GI detox, again, because I'm always thinking about digestion and pooping, is remind us of what's in it because that's a non-constipating formula, which is unusual for binders, especially when you tend towards constipation or your vata predominant.
Yeah, and you know, I have that issue as well. When my vata gets imbalanced, especially when flying a lot.
Right.
I put aloe vera in there for that reason.
Yes.
Because that's going to moisten the intestines. And the zeolite clay and the apple pectin and the fulvic acid are not so heavily constipating, even though charcoal can be.
Right.
So that's we balance the amount of charcoal in there. But, you know, as you know, whenever you do have a problem with constipation, you just have to think more about more moistening foods in your diet. As Talia is always saying, you know, eat things that are hydrating. You drink your chia water, all of those things that you recommend, that helps a lot, you know, when you're doing a cleanse anyway. So I would say if you're going to do like a little 1 month spring cleanse, I would do the Biocidin, starting low with 1 drop 3 times a day, and per your tolerance, how you're feeling, work up to about 5 drops 3 times a day of this, and then do like 1 capsule twice a day or 2 capsules once a day of the GI detox, and then do the Proflora once a day. And you can take that anytime, day or night. Just don't take any other supplement with the GI detox, because that's going to bind to that. Yeah, so you want to always take the GI detox on an empty stomach, unless you're trying to absorb something you just ate on purpose.
Right. Right. Which is great for the people who are on my rad cleanse that might be like, ooh, I went to a party and I ate stuff I don't feel good about. That would be a good one for them the GI detox is something they could use to get it out of their system faster.
Exactly. That's why I keep it around for that reason. When I travel, I have a little Ziploc bag of a few capsules of that. I always carry that with me, because invariably you'll go to a restaurant and they'll say, oh, there was no MSG, and then you ate the food and then you're like, oh God,
Right.
And so you need that. Or mold exposure, that's the other one. The GI detox seems to really work well for mycotoxins. So for people who have sensitivity to mold, or if you go someplace that's moist and damp, like at Hawaii, whenever I go there, it's like, oh my God, I almost carry an ozonator with me for the hotel rooms now when I travel places like that, because I'm mold sensitive. So I'll take the GI detox, and that helps bind the toxins too.
Yeah. So I know we have to end in a few minutes, but can you just say, I speak about Biocidin like it's an herbal antibiotic. And
right.
I think sometimes people are nervous of, but my doctor prescribed me antibiotics. Could I really just use Biocidin as the alternative? Can you speak to, why this is such an important product for people who really want to be on a natural healthcare plan, and how we can use it as an herbal antibiotic safely? I mean, we already have some, but
I don't like to use the word antibiotic, because I think that we should preserve that word for antibiotic drug therapies. And, some people may need to be on those drug therapies, and that's really up to their practitioner to decide. But I like to get people to work with a naturopath or an integrative doctor. If they have a serious problem that would require antibiotics, they could work with somebody who could look at it from a functional medicine approach and go, hey, what can we do to help balance your system? Would it be possible to use a natural antimicrobial like Biocidin along with or instead of other drug therapies? If those drug therapies are not so good for you, and there's certain, times where definitely you want to do that. But I think, not to confuse people, I wouldn't use the word herbal antibiotic. I just call it an antimicrobial, and it's broad spectrum in that way.
Okay.
I think that's safe to say. And I really love to have people working with a knowledgeable health coach or functional medicine person, because when they're healthy, make a relationship with somebody like you or somebody who is a practitioner, so that if something does come up in their life, like, oh my God, I'm getting a bladder infection, maybe your healthcare professional could then steer you to something more natural. And you won't have to be at the, ER or doc in the box, getting an antibiotic. So I think having a good toolkit is important.
Yeah. And I sell all of these products on my website, ayurvedaeveryday.shop, just if anyone's looking for them. And I'll write it down when I post the video after we're done being live. But Rachel, there's a question from one of our listeners. Biocidin sounds amazing. How would you compare a quality colloidal silver to the Biocidin spray, like the throat spray?
I guess I haven't done a test on the throat spray as compared with colloidal silver. I have tested the liquid Biocidin against colloidal silver. The liquid Biocidin is about twice as effective as the 5 or 6 colloidal silver brands I've tested in terms of the zone of inhibition. So what that means is if you have a culture plate and you put a bacteria in there like staph or E. coli or Pseudomonas or whatever, and then you apply the Biocidin and you apply the colloidal silver, and then you maybe have a control that's like nothing, like water, and you plop those all down on the disc, and then you see what happens after 24 hours. You'll have a zone of inhibition where you've crowded out or you've stopped the growth of that bacteria. And so in the test that I've run before, the Biocidin itself was more effective than colloidal silver, but that doesn't mean that you can't use them both together. Some people have told me they like to take the Biocidin and put it in the colloidal silver nasal spray.
Right,
right. And that's totally fine. The Biocidin does have the advantage, too, that it has herbs that break biofilms, and the biofilms coat the bacteria or fungus and make it hard to kill. So it's important to break those biofilms, too. And so that's where the Biocidin can help things like colloidal silver, or even helping when you're on other antimicrobials to work better because you're dealing with the biofilm issue.
Right. And one of the things that impresses me so much about your company is all the testing that you do. Like, you really have the proof to show. Is that only for practitioners, or can my audience also see some of this? Like, where could they learn more about the effectiveness, like outside of just my shop? I know your website or...
Yeah, because of FDA rules, we can't actually publish our research in the public domain. What? Even though it's true, and even though it's university research that was double-blind or placebo-controlled and completely objective research, the fact that if you show that research alongside a nutritional supplement, you're making a medical claim for a supplement. So we don't want to make medical claims. That's why we have to not use words like antibiotic. These are nutritional support for helping your system to do better. But if you look up on PubMed, for example, and you look up on PubMed and you search for any of the ingredients that are in the formula and any particular thing you're curious about, like sinusitis and oregano oil, you're likely to get a whole bunch of studies that will come up that, you can read about this stuff. And our published studies should be on there. Maybe what I could do, Talia, is I could email you a couple of our studies, and then people who ask you can just email those directly.
Yeah, that sounds great. Yeah, well, I want to honor your time, and I love you. Rachel's we're friends. She's like my favorite client. It's just like so a match made in heaven that we get to hang out every week.
Yeah, we have so much fun. It's really amazing. Talia's treatments, if you ever are here and you get to do her treatments, her lymph work is so helpful. It's amazing. Talia could tell you like how my tissue used to just be so like congested. And since we've been doing this lymphatic type of work and fascia blasting and I've improved so much, and I'm able to do a lot more than I used to be able to physically.
God. Amazing. It's amazing the progress that you've made. And Rachel is the person who introduced me to Ashley Black and the fascia blaster when she only had that one giant tool, and Rachel's partner at the time would cut the tool into pieces so that we could use it the way that now Ashley has them available to the public. We're old school. Yes. We're old school fascia blasters.
Yeah, everybody should get one of those. Do you have those on your site?
Yeah.
Oh, good. Yeah, everybody should get one of those.
Yeah. Well, so thank you everyone who's watching. And Rachel, you're so awesome. So this is Rachel Fresco from Bio-Botanical Research. I have her products on my website, AyurvedaEveryday.shop, and you can also learn more about her products by going to her website, which is Biocidin, BIOCIDIN.com. So my name's Talia. Thank you for watching and showing up and being a part of Ayurveda Everyday with Talia, and we'll see you next time.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.